The moon's in reality. Would that be true? Where are you? Would that be true? Where are you? God bless. I've sat here outside the church entrance in Ribera for 33 hours with my details clearly displayed right there the whole time. Trying to stay calm. My details displayed the whole time right there. And I'm just sharing right now exactly what I've witnessed. Standing with God, nature, all of the children of reality, all of the creatures of reality, everything else exactly the opposite way to where a very, very high percentage of the adult society are. Many of the children I know by face, same everywhere I go. They're walking, smiling, waving. And, well, this is one of the statistics. Since I've sat here for 33 hours, 23 hours, hundreds of adults in the last 33 hours have walked through the church doors and back out. And only one single adult out of every single adult walking in and out of the church has shown any compassion or even 5 cents. Plus the priest who gave me a bag of cookies. So in 33 hours, every single adult, bar one, who's walked through the church doors and back out, has recognised a writer of now. I've written a new song today. So I've written 32 songs in Sicily. I've sat here today and played approximately 17 or 18 of the songs written in Sicily. I'm trying to stay calm. And in this time, between from this morning session and the last 5 hours, only 3 adults crossing this square, including every single one who's walked through the church doors, has offered any compassion whatsoever. A man stopped in the car right there and gave me a coffee and 2 croissants. One lady stopped and gave me a bottle of water and some cookies, the other bottle, this one. And one other person out of every single adult crossing the square, only 3 adults in 5 hours have shown any compassion or empathy for a writer of 32 songs, sitting on the church doorsteps with my details clearly displayed right there the whole time for 33 hours. In the wonderful bar Duomo right there, I showed on the previous video, they've now today given me 2 cafes on credit and a beer on credit. So I put this to you, humans of sanity. I'm sitting here as a writer of 20 years with my details clearly displayed for 33 hours, and 99% of the adults walking into the church and out of the church have shown 0 compassion or empathy. 99% of the adults crossing the square, once again, have shown 0 empathy and 0 compassion. So, if I was sitting here not as a writer of 20 years and as a writer, as a writer of 32 songs in Sicily, they won't stop for that, including 99% of the adults walking through the church doors. So needless to say, they would not stop for a homeless brother or sister, many of my best friends in my journey, either. And I've witnessed it in many cities, many places, walking in the church, in the screen, take a picture, walk down the steps, in the screen, stand in the square, share the picture, walk past homeless people outside the church, an artist, a poet, a cello player, and any type of music, and just continue. And that's what's happened to society, to witness the absolute and complete emptiness. I've met all the good people here too. Many good people are the ones who are actually stopped, the ones who are actually in a stopped position, who can actually still see, hear and feel. It's true insanity, and I'm just sharing that with you now to help more realize. I've written a new song here today. I'm a writer of 32 songs in Sicily, and in the last 5 hours, only 3 adults crossing the square, including every single adult that's walked into the church, has shown any compassion or empathy whatsoever. During exactly the same time period, every single child that has crossed the square has noticed I'm here, waved, smiled and said hello. And exactly the same everywhere for many, many years. Here's a child now. First person to notice in ages. The guys who are stopped and sitting around, they can see, they can hear what I'm saying. I'm not only singing the words of the songs I've written here, which I've included Italian text into, I'm also sharing the truth of the greatest writers of all time, over and over and over again, the truth that I can clearly see. And I see the ones who can hear and see and feel the truth. So I wrote today a new song. I'll just quote the start of the text. I woke up and thought about this, and I've called it Just Like a Child. Why is the truth avoided? I'll just read the text. Why is the truth avoided? It's everywhere. Once your eyes are open and your heart is bare. Have you longed to be a river running wild, just like a child? And then I go to the second verse. Why is the truth avoided? It's everywhere. Once you find the time to care. Have you longed to be a river running wild, just like a child? And then the chorus, be free. There's a lot to learn to see. Be free, you shouldn't have to learn to see. Will you take them back in time to when they smiled, just like a child? And then the last verse, why are there still so many who choose not to see? Do you remember, this is really not the way it used to be. Have you longed to be a river running wild, just like a child? So I've written that, and then the chorus again, twice. I've written that right here today. Sat here for 33 hours, and this morning, in this morning session, only 3 adults crossing this square have shown any empathy or compassion whatsoever. I repeat the earlier statistic. In 33 hours of sitting in this position, 33 hours of sitting in this position, out of every single adult that's walked, the church is closed now, but in that time, it's fair to say several hundred adults have walked into the church, walked back out, and only one single adult, other than the priest, walking in and out of the church, have shown any empathy or compassion whatsoever for a writer with my details displayed, and a writer of 32 songs, including a new one, right here today. And they just don't get it. No matter how much truth I share in Italian, in English, as a writer of 32 songs, in Sicily, and the truth of the greatest artists of all time, they just keep walking and walking and walking and walking. Heads down, heads in the screens. They walk this close. They literally walk right next to my case, and all they can see, in particular, the biggest problem ones are the ones in the screen. They can't see, hear, or feel anything at all. Completely emotionless for 7 years, and they just don't get it. And then there's a lot of the older ones, heads down in the ground, just absolutely emotionless, void of all human senses, as I share the truth, as I've done for many years, over and over and over and over again, the truth that I can see clearly, and I see the ones who can see it. It's just insanity to witness what society have become. Absolute emptiness in the moving adult society. Same everywhere I've been for years. They just keep walking, just like this, with the eyes closed, the ears closed, the hearts closed. Many homeless people have died on the streets. All of the world's street artists, musicians, poets and writers have all suffered during exactly the same time period, and they still don't get it. They just keep walking in complete emptiness. I'm just sharing the truth to help more realize the madness of what society has become. I'm determined to continue my journey, and on the positive front, Sicily's beautiful, and I've written a lot of songs here. I want to take a break and kind of retire from being a street artist because of the absolute emptiness which I witness every day. And I'm saying this for the sake of all my homeless brothers and sisters that have suffered globally, all of the world's musicians, artists and poets too, who've all suffered during exactly the same period of almost emptiness in the adult society. I've watched it all. I've sat down with homeless brothers and sisters and watched. If one single adult out of 100 has any compassion or empathy for anything at all, it's an absolute miracle. So how did it get like this? The zombie apocalypse is the main reason for it. God bless.